dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, it's 5 o'clock. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Cassidy Strickland. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Wednesday. Last night you probably heard a lot of wind as you were trying to go to sleep, and that's blowing in cold air.
Yeah, actually I saw one of our weather spotters, actually, who I'm friends with on Facebook, posted a picture of stoplights, and he goes, I'm starting to get seasick because they were just blowing back and forth. I mean, shifting like that. And we have a little piece of metal behind our house that is coming off, and so every time there's a good gust of wind, it slams against it. So if you don't like loud noises, it's hard to fall asleep to, but if you do like loud noises, it's kind of soothing. Let's bring Brandon in. And Brandon, my car thermometer, which is not scientific, said that it was about 41 degrees coming in. What are we looking at? Is that going to be a high for today, or what are we looking at?
No, temperatures are going to continue to drop for today. We've probably reached our high at midnight, now continuing to fall as we head through the morning hours, and a pretty quiet start to the day except for that wind. Let's take a look at the Pikeville Medical Center cameras. We start our tour this morning, and all things over Pikeville are pretty quiet this morning. Back to the WYMT studio camera, and you can see it's quiet outside of our studios this morning and also over Whitesburg as well. Take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar. Clean sweep, so a fairly nice start to the day, at least weather-wise, condition-wise. Here's the problem. Temperatures continue to drop. Nobody in the 40s right now except for Prestonsburg and Ashland. That trend is going to continue to go downward as we head through the morning hours. Our low temperature today will probably be about 9 o'clock, and then we don't climb a whole lot for our daytime high. But right now, upper 30s, mid to upper 30s across most of the region, except for the couple of spots I mentioned there in the 40s. Look at the winds cranking in out of the northwest. That's helping to create wind chills, and we're going to see more of that throughout the day. But you see there 15 miles an hour sustained winds. Harlan and Monticello, 12 in Pikeville, 16 in Prestonsburg, 20 up toward Richmond, and 25 in Louisville. You factor in the wind chill, it feels like 25 at Wise, 29 in Harlan, 28 Somerset. So that's only going to get worse as the daytime hours go on. Remember, it was close to 60 yesterday. Yep, we're about 20 degrees cooler this morning in most areas. So a little extra on the coffee meter today. Make it strong, brew it strong, and be ready to go, because the out-the-door forecast doesn't change a whole lot throughout the day as we see temperatures only up to about 35 at the height of the day. The rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. A homemade bomb is found in Harlan County. A man walking near the sewage plant in Everts made the discovery yesterday morning.
Not long after that, officials from the Kentucky State Police Explosive Devices team came and disarmed the bomb.
WYMT's Justin Case went to Everts and talked to people about the possibility of this not being an isolated incident.
As we were leaving the scene, we were approached by the man who found the bomb. He says he immediately knew it was dangerous.
It was kind of scary because I ain't never seen nothing like it. And then, that guy that worked for Cleveland, them guys, I had him come back over and look at it. Because I told him it looked like a bomb laying under a piece of cement there.
Earlier Tuesday, the bomb was found here in tall grass right next to the Everts sewage plant. City officials say had the bomb detonated, it was close enough to do catastrophic damage to main lines leading to the plant.
The size of a pop can, I guess it was, wrapped in black tape, and it had a fuse link hanging out of it.
City officials are not releasing photos of the bomb. They say accurate descriptions of the homemade explosive could help lead to an arrest. But some officials fear this is not an isolated incident.
It was actually a bomb, a homemade bomb. It's something we hadn't experienced around here, but I guess it's something we'll have to start paying more attention to.
This area is not only close to the sewage plant, but borders an RV park, homes, and local businesses, leaving many in the community with feelings of anxiety.
It's just scary. It makes you, aware, to stay aware of a lot of things, because it could happen. Anything could happen any day.
Thankful no one was injured by the deadly device.
Now, we are told the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives is taking over the case. If you have any information about the bomb, please give police a call.
In other news this morning, a Pike County woman is behind bars accused of hitting her mother in the head with a frying pan before stabbing her multiple times. Pikeville police say it happened after Urshela Hamilton asked her daughter Ashley Estel if she used meth. When officers arrived at the home, they say they found Urshela covered in blood. Many say that they are shocked that someone would attack their own mother.
And to think that someone would actually commit those crimes against their beloved mother is beyond my imagination.
Urshela was rushed to Pikeville Medical Center with a large cut near a major artery. Pikeville police charged Estel with first-degree assault.
Also in Pike County, state police say a teen tried to poison his mother. 18-year-old Justin Adkins is accused of pouring bleach in her drink. Troopers tell us he told them he only poured a little bit into the drink because he did not want her to die. Adkins is charged with second-degree assault and first-degree wanton endangerment.
Well, this morning we have an update to a story we told you about yesterday. And yesterday we also learned a Boyd County judge decided to lower the bond for one of 5 Boyd County jailers accused of abusing an inmate, ultimately leading to his death. Alicia Beller's bond was reduced from $100,000 to $50,000. Beller, along with Jeremy Maddox, Brad Roberts, Colton Griffith, and Zachary Messer all face manslaughter charges after inmate Michael Moore was found dead in November. According to information from the court's bond decision, Moore died from blunt force trauma to his side, which fractured 3 ribs and caused internal bleeding, ultimately resulting in his death.
This morning, the search continues for a missing Buchanan County, Virginia man. Deputies there need help finding 34-year-old Jason Matthew Short. He was reported missing on New Year's Day. Short is 5'9" and weighs around 175 pounds. Deputies say he has brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information about Short's whereabouts, please give police a call.
Well, deliberations have begun in a Laurel County murder trial. Police say Antonio Johnson used a hammer to kill his brother Anthony back in 2016. Now, we tried to confirm if the jury had reached a verdict yesterday, but have not heard back. We will continue to follow this story today, and of course, we'll bring you the very latest.
In Harlan County, a murder trial is delayed. Jury selection was set to begin yesterday in the case of Shelby Shell. Police say he killed former Everts Mayor Ronnie King back in 2013. Shell was indicted by a grand jury on 8 charges, including murder, robbery, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. A new trial date has not been set.
Well, a Louisiana woman is now behind bars accused of causing a crash that killed 4 Kentuckians. The crash happened in Texas in 2016. The Avalar family's van was hit from behind, which pushed them into the path of a semi. Israel Avalar and his 3 sons, Kevin, Daniel, and Matthew, all died in the crash. According to court records, Brenda Kenner caused that crash. She is charged with 4 counts of negligent homicide.
In national news this morning, a major development in the investigation into the murder of a father killed while camping in California with his 2 young daughters. Anthony Raudal was blocked from cameras by his public defender as he appeared in a Los Angeles courtroom yesterday. Police say the 42-year-old survivalist lived off stolen food while often sleeping outside in the Malibu area. He now faces multiple charges, including the murder of 35-year-old Tristan Baudet.
Sheriff's deputies responded to a 911 call where they found an adult male subject suffering from a gunshot wound.
Baudet was gunned down last June in the tent he was sharing with his 2- and 4-year-old daughters. They were not injured but are listed as victims of attempted murder in the felony complaint.
Well, in international news this morning, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un makes a surprise trip to China. His visit is just days after President Trump announced a possible second summit with the country. Korean television showed Kim Jong-un arriving in Beijing by train. The Chinese president invited the ally ahead of a possible U.S.-North Korea summit, as we just mentioned. This foreign ministry spokesman says China and North Korea are friendly neighbors and says the visit is part of their tradition of friendship. But many analysts see the trip as a strategy meeting between the 2 nations before Kim faces President Trump again.
Also in Beijing, at least 20 school children were injured by a man with a hammer. The government says a 49-year-old maintenance worker at the school is under arrest. He reportedly lashed out after learning he was being reassigned to a different job. Parents anxiously waited to pick up their children after hearing about the incident.
Back in the Bluegrass on this Wednesday, troopers with Kentucky State Police Post 13 teamed up with some local organizations to help build relationships with kids. Save the Children and West Perry Elementary School collected books and other donations for officers to give to kids when they stop by. They hope it will help ease what can sometimes be a scary situation.
Well, anytime you have an opportunity to impact a child's life in a positive way, it's very important. You know, children are the future of our communities, of our country, and our future leaders. So if we can guide them and direct them in a way, in a positive way and on a good path, then we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Now, if you are interested in donating, you can drop off supplies at West Perry Elementary or Post 13.
A trooper also with Kentucky State Police Post 13 visits hospitals every weekend to bring coloring supplies to kids. James Sandlin also delivers stuffed bears and KSP badges. He says it gives him a chance to spend time putting smiles on both the kids and the hospital staff's face. Besides the bears and badges, crayons and other coloring supplies were all bought by Sandlin himself. Well, coming up on Mountain News this morning, we saw windy weather throughout the Bluegrass yesterday, forcing some marina workers to keep a close eye on boats.
Plus, we take a look at what's happening in Hollywood this morning in your Eye on Entertainment report.
The wind has died down some this morning, but you'll still notice it on your way out the door, so bundle up. I'll have your chilly forecast in about 3 minutes.